Hey everyone, welcome to Making Sense. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate seeing you here. And if this is your first time checking out my channel, welcome aboard. If you could do me a huge favor, click the subscribe button down below. Like, comment, and or share this video, that'd be greatly appreciated. Today we're going to visit the house of Roberto Cavalli and the fragrance Uomo. Stay tuned. Now, the fragrance we're going to talk about today, I already had mentioned in the beginning, is from the house of Roberto Cavalli. It's this one right here, Uomo. Now, today we're not going to talk about its flankers. We're just going to talk about the OG right here, the original one. And towards the end of 2019, this line between Roberto Cavalli and the Uomo line had a bunch of different flankers that got a lot of hype, especially La Notte. And there were a few other ones some people liked, disliked, things like that, to the point that it excited me and I wanted to add them to my collection. So today, we're going to touch a base on this one right here, Uomo. Let me open up the container. Get this out for you. The box is a box. And here is the bottle itself. So, Roberto Cavalli Uomo, Accord de Fragrantica. This is main accords of floral, powdery, aromatic, woody, warm, spicy, and honey. The bottle itself is really nice looking. You can see the side here. This is all embossed, just like the lettering and the name right here. And try to put that in the shadow with the shade for you. The name down here is just a printed text. And you got your batch size and everything down here on the bottom. The back is pretty blank. Nothing really fancy there at all. Just a black shiny thing that has my fingerprints there now. The cap snaps on pretty nicely. It is secure enough to hold it from the cap. You can shake it and feel good with that. Basic black cap, nothing fancy. And your sprayer looks like this. Overall, very nice presentation. I like the way the sides with the embossed and or, raised glass is there. And the sprayer works pretty great. Now for the scent. This is kind of cool because, as I said, I was really excited about getting this into my collection based on a bunch of other reviewers' information and things that they had said about this fragrance. So, off of first sniff, and I have put this in my nose before, but my first impression was just like it is right now, honestly. It's only okay. Now, let me get a little further into that. When I smell it right now, I can kind of smell, whether it's the synthetics or the alcohol, whatever that is, it's kind of sticking out a little bit to my nose, and it really isn't that pleasing to me. Now, again, that is pleasing to me at this point and stage of the fragrance. I will tell you right away up front, I do actually really like this fragrance, but I do not like the initial spray. And about a half hour into it, it starts to become a beautiful fragrance. And what I mean by that is it's a nice, rich, clean, powdery, woodsy, it's a nice fragrance. I don't know what I would compare it to. It is not anything, mind-blowing as in originality or anything like that. But overall, it's a really nice fragrance. Now, when I smell it right now, I want to say the floral note, whatever that floral note is coming through for me. And I'm not the biggest fan of all the florals. I am a fan of green notes, woodsy notes, definitely the sweet notes, because for some reason I just like those a lot. But as far as this one goes, the opening is just meh. Now, what I did do is before I started shooting this video, I shot my right hand with the same fragrance to give it a good chance to dry down. And right now, and this might even need a little bit longer. It still smells really nice, but that floral note, whatever that floral part is that's not my favorite, is still there. But once that disappears or fades away just a little bit more, the powdery, woodsy, nice little rich fragrance that it is comes out to shine. Now, last night I did another test run of this. I've wore this a couple times this week. And last night I was able to really monitor the time frame of this to the point that I sprayed it on, I want to say, and it lasted pretty nicely where I could still smell it, even from like this distance away, for about 4 hours, which for a fragrance that costs you about 30 bucks, you can't beat that. Now, skin scent wise, I could actually still smell it on my hand this morning, and it was pleasant. It was a nice smell. So overall, I'm not a big fan of the opening on this fragrance. The dry down itself and or the transition in between is moderate, but the full-on dry down when this dries down is a beautiful fragrance. It really is. It's kind of cool because it's definitely a masculine fragrance in my opinion, because you add that little powdery note to that, and it's actually kind of like it could be a date night fragrance if you want it to be, especially if it dried down and someone got close to you, because it's not offensive. The opening to me is a little bit, it might just be the chemicals being a little bit too harsh to my nose, but once it dries down, it's just this nice, warm, sweet, powdery beast. And it doesn't project like a monster, you know. I want to say, like I said, at least 10 hours, I could still smell this the next day, which, again, this is a $30 fragrance, so how can you go wrong? So once again, we're talking about Roberto Cavalli Uomo, and if you can get past the opening on this, I definitely recommend picking this one up. It's a nice fragrance. It really is. So that's a wrap. Now, as I said, this one right here, Roberto Cavalli Uomo, is a definite winner in my book. I'm not the biggest fan of the opening. I said it a few different times during that review, but if you can get to that dry down, it is absolutely worth the wait, especially for the price point. Definitely think you should get your nose on this one. At $30 for 60 ml, or even for the 100 ml, if that's available right there, it might be blind buy worthy. If you can get a decant of it, you should probably be able to get them for a pretty good price. The problem is when you add the cost of the materials, shipping, everything like that, it might even be cheap enough to go for a bottle of this unless they sell an actual sample somewhere first. So Roberto Cavalli Uomo, I definitely think you should get your nose on that one right there. If you've tried Roberto Cavalli Uomo or anything else from the Roberto Cavalli line, and the Uomo line especially, one of the flankers, this one here itself, throw comments down below. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know how you liked it, disliked it. If you have a favorite out of all the different flankers that are out there, that'd be awesome to hear about. Again, that's anything from this line, Roberto Cavalli or the Uomo. That'd be amazing to hear. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below. Like, comment, and or share this video. That'd be amazing and greatly appreciated. And just remember, if you're making the world a better place, just one spray at a time, then to me, you're just making sense. Until next time.